Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a single line of an ancient text that, believe it or not, unlocks a powerful truth about how fear really works inside the human mind. So we're going to tackle this question right here. We'll be looking at a statement made by a king literally moments before a massive war. Now, on the surface, what he says sounds, well, kind of simple, but it actually cracks open a window right into a mind that is just crippled by self-doubt. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two massive armies are facing each other, ready for war. And King Duryodhana is speaking to his teacher, Drona. His whole goal right now, to rally the troops and project this image of complete and total strength. He's been going down the list, naming all his star players, one by one. It's a classic psychological move, right? Remind your own side and the other side just how powerful you are. It's a calculated play to build up all that confidence. But, and this is what's so fascinating, the very next thing he says completely unravels everything and shows the fear he is trying so desperately to hide. And that hidden fear, it all comes tumbling out in the very next verse. This brings us right to the heart of today's explainer, a single, really puzzling line that tells us everything we need to know about the king's true state of mind. So here it is. In the original Sanskrit, it goes like this. Aparyaptam tidismakam balam Bhīṣma barakshitam, paryaptam twidamatesham balam Bhima barakshitam. Now, what does that mean? Basically this. Our army, protected by Bhīṣma, is insufficient. Their army, protected by Bhima, is sufficient. Let's break down just how bizarre that statement really is. I mean, think about it. This statement is incredibly strange. Duryodhana just finished his big speech listing all his mighty warriors. He commands a much, much larger force. So why on earth would he suddenly declare his own army insufficient while calling his enemy's smaller army sufficient? This right here is the puzzle at the core of his words. To solve this puzzle, we're going to turn to the commentary of the brilliant philosopher Shankara. See, he doesn't read this as a military assessment at all. No, he sees it as a confession. It's like we're getting a direct look into the mind of a leader who is absolutely consumed by fear. All right, let's just look at the facts on the ground. Duryodhana's army is way bigger. It's led by Bhīṣma, who is pretty much the most respected general of his time. The other army, it's smaller, and it's led by Bhima. And yet, in Duryodhana's head, reality is completely flipped upside down. His own incredible strength feels like it's not enough, while his enemy's smaller force feels overwhelming. This isn't logic, this is perception being totally distorted by fear. Shankara's analysis is pretty much a psychological diagnosis. I mean, Duryodhana is deeply insecure, even with the legendary Bhīṣma on his side. He's exaggerating the enemy's power. This is just a perfect illustration of how that inner fear can be so powerful that it just steamrolls the objective reality of his military advantage. It's his own weakness, his own self-doubt, that he's projecting onto his entire army. He feels insufficient, so in his mind, his army has to be insufficient. And you know, this isn't just about some ancient king. His inner conflict points to a timeless psychological pattern, something many of us might even recognize in our own lives. It's that not enough feeling. I mean, think about it. Have you ever been part of a team, maybe for a school project or at work, or even playing a sport, where you had all the talent in the world, but you were still totally convinced the other side had the edge? Well, that's this pattern at work. First, you overestimate the competition. You only see their strengths. Second, you underestimate your own side, completely ignoring your advantages. And third, you find yourself needing constant reassurance because deep down you just don't feel like you've got what it takes. And that really is the biggest takeaway here. Duryodhana's statement wasn't a factual report on his army's strength. It was a reflection of the story that his own fear was telling him. And that's a powerful reminder for all of us, isn't it? That our perception, when it gets clouded by doubt, can actually become a reality that feels more real than the facts themselves. Now, this psychological state isn't just a feeling that stays in your head. It has real-world consequences. It directly shapes a leader's strategy and the commands they give. What's the very first strategic move that comes from a mind that's convinced it's not good enough, even when it's commanding a superior force? In our next explainer, we're going to see exactly how this self-doubt translates into military orders. He issues a command that seems logical on the surface, but it's really a desperate move to protect the one person he thinks can save him from his own feelings of weakness. It's an incredible lesson in how a leader's internal fears can decide the fate of thousands. Thanks for watching.